My fault. Completely my fault. My fault. I put my leg on the table and I knocked the cable and it popped out. So sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that was my grandson. He lives in Canada, obviously. Be careful with my leg now. Oh wow, Archie, it is stupid hot down here. It's so humid. It's gross, actually. Okay, I see you there, Aiden. Good stuff. Okay, but it's going to be adult talk though, Aiden. So we're going to be talking about politics and stuff. You'd probably be bored, so I understand if you disconnect. But happy birthday in 2 days. We'll be calling you in 2 days. I'll tell Nana to call you a little later on. She's having a nap right now. Okay. Hi, Mom. Yeah, it's just politics and garbage. We're just that's all we're talking. So and talking. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I've been watching the shit show happen in back home, and I'm like, I'm watching what's filling the cycle, and of course it's Trump, and right now in Canada we've got the trucker thing. A couple of the guys, I didn't even realize it that there was 4 guys arrested in Coutts, Alberta, on trumped up charges. Haha, pardon the pun. Um, but they were in jail with no charges for like almost 2 years now. They've been arrested, no charges, no trial. Like if you guys think Canada is a free country and you can do whatever you want, yeah, I know 2 got released like Monday, and I'm pretty sure 2 more getting released maybe on their own. But there's a trial coming up. They're actually going to try these people. Yeah, I know that the particulars, but that's the thing. And I was listening to a Canadian lawyer, and he was talking about the case. I'm pretty sure you're subscribed to him, Archie Viva Frey. He's an ex-lawyer. Anyway, like for me, I have a gun license for Canada. I can get anything I want, but I don't get a certain type of firearm only because it's so easy to make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, you are literally criminalized. Like, if you forget to put the. Okay, love you, Aiden. It's good to talk to you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, man. But if you like forget to put your trigger lock on, and I think there's rules if you've got a certain type of arm that they can. Hi, how you doing? We're just here to look at your storage. I could be wrong on that, but I know that the rules are really strict. So, like a shotgun or a rifle, they still got strict rules, about trigger guards, wooden plugs and stuff like that. See you, buddy. And but yeah, it's you and listen to Viva. Viva did a video on it. He was pretty pissed off, like he was pretty animated, and so am I because I don't know these 4 guys from Adam. Okay, now this is my opinion. It's my opinion only. You know, you got to be careful. Like I've done protests. Uh, I went down clean. I mean, not so much as a pocket knife with a 1-inch blade. Nothing, nada. So I was pretty well kind of gobsmacked at what happened. But anyway, the 2 guys are released. Probably just and what it does indicate though is that because of the charges that is being laid against them, it has nothing to do with the protest, and it's bringing to light the crap. Yeah, exactly. Almost 2 years. One of the guys was like 55 years old, family man, just because if I was down there and, I wouldn't have brought anything. I wouldn't, anyway, that's just me. I don't know. I wasn't really watching the Alberta one as more as I was watching what was going on in Ottawa. I know that all of yeah, it completely totalitarian. Like it's really creepy that's how it is, and it, I feel bad for for the jackboots almost, because you know who they're going to point the finger at right away. You know it's always the case, right? The poor schlub who's got to make money, and we could argue the Nuremberg trials and says, well, you should have known better, and following orders isn't enough or whatever, what have you. Oh, I just felt rain, but it's kind of crazy. So. Mm. Yeah, I don't have the answer. Like I was looking at a lot of talk about, like about your first. I don't even want to use the word because I don't want YouTube to pick it up because it's a real shit stain lately. YouTube. But that conflict you had back in, I think it was the middle of the 1800s, where guys from down there and guys from up there got into a tussle, and then you had a lot of brothers killing brothers, and families being separated and torn apart, and this is where we find ourselves today, and we're being divided yet again, and once again we're being pitted against each other. What are you doing here? Vamos, vamos. Stray dog coming in because it's got a new puppy, barely 3 months old. All the other local dogs just walk right in the yard, steal its food, steal its bones. No, I don't want to see that at all. I don't have the answer though. I don't have the like my answer is the wrong answer because I've been raised in this system. I've got a military mind. I'm very regimented in my thinking. I like to think that I'm open-minded, but I have my biases. So it's I got to be very careful. And there again, even as I see myself today, are we being played? Is this what it's all about? So I'm like, okay, yeah, we are being played. We know that. The latest with anything that's divisive or divisive, if however you want to say that word, it's getting over the top kooky. So we have to be very, very careful. Yeah, and then now we've got Tucker going over to interview Vlad, and the absolute wow. The only word I can use is absolute abject hysteria over it. It's crazy. It's I can't believe it. It's that bad. Like if it goes a little bit more, it's almost like one day we're going to wake up and Tucker's been disappeared or something. They're going to find him in some gulag somewhere, or Assange or whatever. Right now I think that the EU wants to put sanctions against Tucker Carlson. Really? Okay, whatever. There you go. Yeah, and there you go. Or Jane Fonda. You know, but once again, like with anything, uh, they're in that system. It's like when, like, we've got that new premier up here in Alberta in Canada. We've got Danielle Smith. Now, come to light that Danielle's, some of her cabinet members are part of the WEF, whatever, what have you. I don't know that. I don't know it to be true. Are we being played? Was she set up to take over so that we can move on, move forward, and they can get everybody mad, so they can get everybody divisive again? Because the people that lost, the NDP, Rachel Notley or Notley or whatever the hell her name is, every time she talks, it's like, because Danielle just came out with all those policies against gender dysphoria and all that stuff, and other things, and the attack is on, right? So, and it's once again, it's just another line in the sand, another, whose team are you on? Like what? Yeah, oh, they're going to town, eh? Something to talk about, I guess. But you remember when with G Dub, the younger, not the older. If you're not with us, you're against us. So if you're not with us, you're with the tourists. Whatever you want to say. So, and it's once again, it's like that, and it's not good enough just that you can be, monotone or flat. Anything. It's, you must vilify, or you must, purge yourself of those evil thoughts, and then be on board with the crazies is what I would call, like, like, and there again, we're doing anti-Star Trek. We're doing Star Trek backwards. The needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many. I know that's Star Trek bullshit, but it is what it is, and because that statement is true, the needs of the many, you know, there's one jar of peanut butter in the fridge that's being shared by everybody, and like the 10 people in the house, and one person out of that group just eats it all himself. Well, because of his needs. Well, that ain't right. Now there's no more peanut butter, Yeah, oh, that was funny to watch, eh? Why do these people have weird colored hair? I'm Do I look like that guy from Falling Down with my haircut? Should I have a bag with my glasses? Do I look like Michael Douglas from Falling Down? I hope so. I would like to think so. It was a great movie and I loved it very much because you see, that's the thing, eh? There's a lot of good people out there and they're getting frustrated and they're being pushed and they're being called names and everything. And for myself included, like, I've been in therapy since the day I got out of the military for my alcoholism, for my post-traumatic stress disorder. So I'm trying to, like, don't get angry, don't react because it only hurts you. Look in the mirror. How are you going to make this better? Don't make it worse. Just trying to be logical in my processes, right? But I'm a human being. I can fall down. I can make a mistake. And the thing is that sometimes, like, I have friends that are rational, more rational than me. I got a wife that's fairly rational, and so they can, like, hey, McFly, hey, what are you saying? What you're saying is completely whacked. And you look and you listen to your own statement, you're like, oh my goodness, So but if you don't have that, there's a new video put out by After School. I might After School. It's a YouTube channel. I don't know if you're probably aware of it, Archie and whoever else is in here, all two of you, Mum and Archie. Aiden's left, and it talks about the victimhood mentality. It's okay. It's like when I look in the mirror, I see the problem. But when these people look in the mirror, it's the mirror on the wall. Tell them that their shit don't stink, and that it's everybody else, and you're not the problem. And that's not the way to go forward, in my opinion. The only way this, just like the military did for me, took me in, grabbed me, stripped me naked, shaved my head, ripped out everything that my mommy, like I remember. I don't know if I told you this story. I fell down. I was drunk. There was a ladder, up down ladder. Anyway, the last 4 or 5 feet, and just kind of twisted my knee, just a little, just twist enough that there's something wrong. And I'm loaded, right? And I had a course coming up. I'm a young man, barely in my 20s, and I'm sitting there, and I have friends around me like, oh, poor, patting me on the back, and all of a sudden, the old chief comes out. The guy had been in the Navy for 30 years, and he's coming out. I'm sitting on the deck, and he's like, hey, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you whining? Are you crying? Because men don't cry from pain. They scream. But what you're doing is blubbering. What you're doing is whining. What you're doing is crying for attention. And of course, I was not happy with what he was telling me because here, there's my friends sitting there, there's girls there. I'm in my 20s, right? But it was really a good, and I remember it today. That really, that kind of shit. I love faking. I love doing that when people start being stupid, and I'm just like, really? Wait a minute. There was, I think, a comedy show where the guy would, was it a Seinfeld, and he would cry. Was it Costanza? And and then finally they caught on, and he would try to be running out to him, and everybody was just ignoring him, like, you know, go pound sand. So I had to laugh. I had to laugh myself. I mean, of course, at the time, the lesson was pretty well lost, but it stuck with me. It stuck with me. Because later on in life, when I really had to take the hard divers course, and I can remember calling my mother, going like, "Holy crap, this is hard." And she's like, "Well, what do you want from me?" I'm not going to pat you on the back and tell you that it's all them or whatever. And like you got to suck it up. You got to suck it up. This is what you want. Yeah. Sometimes people need to hear the truth. They don't like it. You're fat. You're ugly. Sometimes it's an attack. I understand that, but you know, you know, can you make it more easy so I can do it? That's why my favorite line was, is there anything out of my bag lunch that I can give you to make your life better? So anyway, and that's where we find ourselves today. So and I was listening to comedians talk about the generation that we've got coming through, because there will be no conflict. I don't think so. And if it is, it will be very short-lived in my opinion, because um, I think enough idiocracy has happened that it wouldn't be what everybody thought it would be, because everybody thinks that, oh yeah, we'll just rise up and we'll bash this down and everything that we build will be great. The phoenix rising from the ashes will be wonderful. And no, I'm because that there's, I don't know, altruism is, would it be would be that be the right word? We all have to be on board with the greater good. I mean, selflessness, not selfishness, selflessness. Perito. Have you guys seen the dog? Mo Perito. Tiki, tiki, Perito. Oh, muy bien, muy bien. ¿Qué pasa ahí, Perito? What's up, eh? You want a treat? I gave you 2 treats. No hay más. No hay más. No hay más. No. Choco. That's Choco. So, no. No. Bajo. Abajo. Tranquilo. Go play. He needs a bath. He's been rolling in garbage. Anyway. But yeah, so the whole shit show is coming apart at the seams. Uh, I haven't listened to the Tucker interview. I don't know if you have, Archie. I don't know. I'll probably get some snippets out of it and see what's happening. So hopefully, lost audio. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me now? I haven't touched the computer. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, no. Why does this always have to happen? Is it? I just moved the camera. I didn't touch the connection, so it should be. I'm still getting a blue light telling me it's on. Can you hear me? Does anybody hear me? Am I buffering? Is it live still? Just type in 1 for yes. Open second window. Still no sound. I don't know. I have no idea. How about now? How about now? I have no. There's not. The camera's still good, so the audio should be good. I don't understand why. Hang on a second. This is so annoying. Can you hear me, Jay Cernak? Can anybody hear me? I can hear you. Okay, Jay Cernak, you can hear me. How about you, Shadowburn? Can you hear me? Everything is good now, Archie? Everything is good with the feed? You can hear me and you can see me? Okay. Archie lost audio for a second. I don't know why. Yeah, greetings from Ecuador in the backyard. by all the beautiful trees. I won't touch anything anymore. I shouldn't have touched anything. I'm jinxing everything, but yeah. We got bananas. In 2 weeks. We're gonna have fresh bananas. 2 weeks. Bananas, like a whole bunch. I can't wait to eat real bananas. I can't wait. It's impossible to describe what they're like. Okay. Okay, Archie, we'll see you back in here in a minute. Yeah. I don't even want to touch the camera because something shit in the bed on the internet. Can you guys still hear me? Just give me a 1 in the, just type 1 if you don't mind, just to let me know you can hear me. I don't know why it's crap in the bed like that. It's just being a pain in the ass. You know. No, it's all yard stuff. Like bananas are like bamboo; they just come back up. So there's nothing. All this is organic, real food, real plantain, real. We got coconut here. We've got papaya over there. We've got oranges and everything. All the thing. Like that's what's funny. Like when you ask here, like, do you have organic? They're like, what? Oh, you mean like real food? Because like the banana plantations, okay, they've got the bananas for export. We know that, and there's 2 types I think for export, and those goes. But there's 5 other types of bananas here. The small ones. The problem is the real ones. Hola chico, en vivo. See, en vivo on YouTube. The other ones are like, if you don't eat them, they rot in like 5 days. So they can't go on a ship or in a barco and go to Canada and go anywhere. ¿Qué pasa? No hay? No, no mucho? Sí, viene. Come. This is my brother, my Ecuadorian brother Antonio. He owns all of the houses around here, and we're gonna have a good life together in Ecuador. And this is just YouTube, doing it en vivo, live with everybody. And I'm just telling him, you can say hi.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy
Hola,
bien.
muy bien.
Muy bien, okay. ¿Qué pasa esta noche?
It's raining.
I know. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Choco.
Come in.
Yeah. It's raining now. I got to move over there. Okay. Hablaros más, amigo. I'm just going to move this stuff over here, guys. It's starting to piss rain, and the laptop's getting water on it. Maybe that's why there's no sound. Just hang on a second here. I'll just get under the... Just get out of the rain. Yeah, of course. Like, they didn't say it was going to rain today. But then again, all the rain does is make it really, really wet and... really, really extra humid. Okay, we're out of the rain now. I don't care if I'm in the rain. I just don't want the laptop to be in the rain. Best thing about being in Ecuador, you shred all of your Western snail fat. Yeah. Everything, like, it's unbelievable that how fast. Like, I'm going to the gym every day, like back in Canada. I'm trying to stay fit. I want to keep my gym experience. I don't want to. You can't just stop going to the gym because you travel, right? So, but I can tell you, the workouts are hell because you've got no air conditioning. There's about 20 people in the gym. Everybody's huffing and puffing, and it's back shit hot. So Okay, good. I'm glad, Archie. Yeah. It's weird. It's telling me nobody's here. I don't think YouTube likes me very much. I don't give them any money. I'm not part of their partnership program. I keep getting, you're qualified, and I'm like, no, you what? So you can shadow ban me more and then take my money? So I don't think so. Although I think it might have advantages because I think you can, because there's sometimes like my comments don't show up on, like, if I put a comment on Viva Frey's channel, it doesn't even show up. I see it on my computer, like, but I've gone to my clean computer, like I've shown you guys before, and I get nothing. So it's just pointless. I think it's part of the, like, oh, you're in that YouTube, so you can't make comments, or you're in that YouTube or whatever. But I don't care. As long as you guys are enjoying yourselves, seeing the scenery, that's all that matters here for me. So, but Yeah, the world turns, the world burns. A lot of activity in the sun right now. A lot of the craziness is still going on. The abject craziness in the two sandboxes still. The abject disconnect that we have in the dialogue right now. It's crazy, you know. Uh, we it's not two of us can get a same idea going. We're just so divided right now that it's I don't know how we're going to fix this. I don't have any idea how it's going to get remedied. So I'm hoping. I have hope. I have faith, but man, it's going to be difficult. And now with the I I read something that's a petition was signed that we're supposed to have possibly maybe be in an election cycle for Canada. I find that hard to believe. I'm more inclined to believe that it's going to be the status quo. And guess what? Because we're dumbs up here, up north, we don't vote a party in. We get angry and we vote a party out. And so what's going to probably happen is probably by design, and Trudeau's just sabotaging everything. Peter Poilievre, you know, our good conservative is going to win him. If he wins a majority, I don't think it's going to go. I don't think it's going to go well. I think his true colors will come out. You know, he's got a couple of ideas in the background there. He doesn't really talk about, you know, his stance on the sandboxes. I mean, he's all about not sending any money, but he's still, in my opinion, a little confused. But there again, you know, it seems to be the way. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we were talking about that just momentito, just a little while ago. Yes, two of the fellas have been released, and there's supposed to be another. The other two are supposed to be released. So we'll see. 2 years in jail with no charges. Like, where am I? USSR, China, North Korea? Like, don't we have? Like, we don't have a process. That seems a little bit odd that they just held them for 2 years in communicado. Like, does that make sense to anybody? I don't understand. Like, I mean, look at the uh, there's that guy down in was it the subway killer they call him, the guy who choked out some crazy nut with a record as long as your arm, and he's getting vilified. Meanwhile, they those two or four cops who got beat up by those criminals, and they gave them bus tickets. And you see what I'm saying? It does seem to me it's to get the hackles of the people up. Yeah, I really worry because once again, you know, like I've seen it happen in my 60 years that we don't vote somebody out, we vote a party in, and then it's like when we got JT in, when we got Justin Trudeau in for the first time, everyone's like, "Yay, it was great! Jerry, he's so pretty, so handsome, and he's so yay!" And everybody, you know, all the ones like this, you know, with their hands out, were happy, 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 happy. But over time, it just became worse and worse and worse. And this latest thing with the turnover, with the turnaround, with the Emergencies Act, I mean, that was quite obvious. You know, something's going to come from that. I mean, they're appealing it, of course, going to waste taxpayer money to appeal it, but something's going to come of it. You know, something's going to come of it. I mean, and when I say something's going to come of it, there'll be more platitudes. There'll be more recommendations. It's like that. They just released some inquiry findings from the indigenous criminal or criminals that killed those 18 people, stabbed them to death up in a reservation up here in, I believe, Saskatchewan. Don't quote me, it could be Manitoba, but I confuse those prairie provinces because I think they're all one. And all the recommendations were just vagaries, in my opinion, if that's a word. Like just so vague, so you know, like we. It's like that, you know. We should endeavor to work together to bring out a peaceful community. We might, and it's just empty platitudes with that, like platitudes. Yeah, buzzwords. There you go, buzzwords, platitudes. You know, whatever. You know, just something so that people go, yeah, like when the CV 1984, we're all in this together. You got to pull together as a team. I mean, the same thing I used to say to my students in the military. There is no I in team. We must pull together as a team so we can get the goals done. Think of the greater good. Okay, of course I said those things because I wanted them to get to do stuff, right? You know, there's no democracy in the military. What did my sergeant say, or my PO? He was a petty officer. I say sergeant because it's just easier to understand what that is. Not all of you were in the Navy, so individuality is great as long as you do it as a group. So I love statements like that. I love statements like that. What you're doing right now is mutiny, by the way. Did you know that? Oh, you want to get up and do this and do that and do the other. Like a buddy told me about a story that they were on course somewhere, whatever, and one of the guys got in trouble, so they threw him in cells. And then, the corporal went to the sergeant saying, I think we should get the guys together. We should march down to the MP shack and, you know, give them a piece of our mind to have our buddy released. And it's not like in the Boys from Company C where you can actually beat people up back in the Vietnam times, stuff like that, and then go get your guy at a cells now. And the sergeant turns to the corporal and says, "Yeah, sure, sounds like a great idea. One caveat to that: that's mutiny." Oh, it's the garbage truck music. You got to know the garbage truck music. Yeah, when you hear the music, you run out with your garbage because you can't leave the garbage sitting, standing. Because guess what? It gets torn to shit and back and eaten, and you find garbage all over the street and everything like that. So you don't leave garbage. Nobody has garbage cans because those just get knocked over and then stolen. So it's different. We're not in Kansas, so But yeah, buzzwords. Yeah, platitudes. I love those things. Political platitudes. So but yeah, I watched Viva Frey. He was pissed off about the Coots thing. I've been watching. Just basically, here, just trying to mark time because just want to enjoy the outside. I don't want to get all political and waste my time talking about or watching horrible videos about horrible things because it is horrible. So I don't need to remind myself that it is horrible because I know it is, and we need to fix this system. The problem is that I have my biases. You guys have your biases. We need to have some kind of consensus. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer. What's going on right now is fact. It's completely wrong. It's completely backwards. Uh, the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many. You've got a very, 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 very small demographic of people getting all the press now. And if you look at who owns the press and who controls the press, yeah, it's very easy for some to understand. But the problem is that we've got that certain percentage. You've got a certain percentage of people that are just, no, I don't want to hear it. I can't hear it. You're the problem because you're reminding people, you're talking about it. So, and you can just see the gray matter. It, it's like they're just, you're talking to them and you just see their face, like right now, like I've been noticing, and this is just my opinion, in my town, we've got people that are starting to go. In the last little while, we've had three or four. Oh, this guy took a heart attack. Oh, this one's got cancer. This one died of this. Oh, all of a sudden a brain tumor. Blah 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 blah. And it just seems to all of a sudden start rising. And I'm of the opinion. This is just my opinion that because there's one question I can't ask, and you know what that question is? Did they do anything different most recently? Have they started to eat macaroni and cheese? Do they go to McDonald's too much? There's that one thing that nobody wants to hear because if you ask that, you are considered a conspiratard, conspiracy theorist when they throw that word out there, because it's been used. Hey, buddy. So it's been used. So you got to be very, very careful with that, because people don't want to. Oh yeah, 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 and I watched that too. I mean, I was in a house, not here, of course, back in Canada, and the whole I didn't like some ring. Oh hi, yeah, not in my house, but in another house because I'm there to visit somebody else. But somebody else was talking in the background, and it was all about the TDS. It was all about, and I was like, all they talked about was, What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? OMG, what are we gonna do? Hell is coming to breakfast. it's going to be the end of the world. Leaves are going to turn black. The grass will start growing. Aliens will, it was over the top. New haircut, eh, buddy? It's over the top. Um, like, wow, let's worry about the homeless situation. Let's worry about the fact that 20 people are dying every day from drug overdose. Let's worry about the affordable housing situation. Let's worry about the cost of living going through the ceiling and people are not able to buy food or this or that, or not be able to buy good food. Like, I mean, you can go to Rotten Ronnie's and eat for $5. Or you can buy an organic onion for $5. Make your pick, you know. Yep, send it to her on her messenger, buddy. But yeah, that's it. So, hola, ¿qué pasa? One of the children. Got 4 children here. Oh no, wait, 1, 2, 3. There used to be the older boy, but he's gone off. He's gone off to live his life. He's over 18, so they don't stay around. There's no, yeah, there is no failure to launch here. It doesn't exist. You must. It's different. That's why I love it down here. It's these kids. That one's 5 years old, and she's out here doing laundry or handing things on lines, and and she's already like 5, and she's ready to go to kindergarten, and she can already do her letters and her numbers and stuff, and she's progressed at the level that she's there's no issues. Now, that being said, we're not in a big city, where the demographic is different, but different. It is completely different down here. Completely different down here. There is no failure to launch down here. So, yeah. But everybody's talking about but everybody's like concentrating on the emotional topics, and that's what I noticed mostly. Vamos, vamos. I don't think he's had his bath yet. So is it tranquilo, tranquilo? No, vamos. Playing with the dog. At Choco. Tranquilo, por favor, tranquilo, Choco. 5-year-old with a dog. You know how that goes, right? So anyway. I can't remember what I was talking about. A little bit of a distraction there. Somebody give me a cue card. Give me Choco. No, por favor. No. Por favor. No, Choco. Vamos. She's trying to hit him with a stick, and he's hiding under the table under me, trying for solace. So he's trying to stay away from it, like any child is when you get at poor animals. They just get beaten. No, tranquilo. No. Por favor. No, Anani. No. No. Trying to smack him with a stick. Yeah, that stick she's got in the hand. Poor dog. Yeah. No. Por favor. No. Yeah. So anyway, TDS. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, it's getting over the top because that's what everybody's all talking about right now. It's getting crazy. Okay, now I'm standing on the stick, so nobody can get it. Not the dog or nobody. So that's good. Yeah, going over the top. So we've got to stay sane. We've got to keep saner heads to prevail. We can't get at each other because we're being played like suckers once again. As always, we're being played like suckers. Oh, the sun's coming out. A little bit of rain. Now it's sun. And pitting each other against each other. You've got everything now. We've got a divided line right down the middle. Right down the middle, like both sandboxes. There's a line right down the middle. The Alberta right down the middle. Same thing. You've got Danielle Smith, the other side. Oh, Satan spawn, all that stuff. All that stuff. So, yeah. I'm probably gonna have to sign off. It's just not gonna work. They're just under the table and playing. So I'm sorry, guys. It just 5-year-olds don't understand stuff like that. It's not my kids. I can't crown them. I wouldn't do that anyway. Wow, is it ever bright all of a sudden? Crazy bright. Well, it's not sunny, so I'm gonna go back over to the shade. Hang on. Okay, good. There you go. The oldest son just came down and I'm gonna shoo her away for a while because they can hear her beating on the dog. So anyway, back over. Yeah, and I got to be careful of the sun, right? I can't be in the direct sun, right? I have 50 on right now, so I'm pretty okay, and I'm only going to be out here for a little while longer, so everything's good. But I'm glad you guys showed up. I'm glad everybody's here. I hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods. I wanted to ask Lawrence about the earthquake in Oklahoma, but he's not here. And because from what I gather, that's not a normal thing that happens normally. So I'm wondering if anything untoward. All I know is the sun is doing its bit right now. Archie, you saw those sunspots on that video I put up yesterday, 3576. But once again, every time they rotate and they're really pointing at us to ready to throw all their shite at us, it just drops. It just bee. I mean, and they got all the fear porn peddlers out there going like, "Oh, there was a massive M flare," and I'm like, "No, an M flare isn't massive. A Carrington event will be a big flare. A nice big Carrington, yeah, that'll be a problem. But an M, when it's rotating around the limb, it doesn't matter. I wish, who's the sun guy that's on this channel? Is it Retro? I can't remember. But like something, the sun's weird. And here's a question for you, which is really weird. It has nothing to do with anything, but when you see the sun on sun weather or space weather, they've got the sunspots and it like I don't know why it's in that position because I have videoed the sun and the sunspots are rotating like this, but when they show us the picture, they're rotating like this. And I'm like, well, why is that? Why don't you show us the proper orientation of the sun by the way we see it from Earth? Why are they showing it like that on space weather? I don't know. It could be just a thing. It could be nothing important, but it just seems odd that they do it that way. So, but that's just me. Got a cup of Java. Still have coffee. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I can drink coffee here differently. The coffee's different. Everything's different here. Had ceviches this morning, more raw fish and raw. Well, it's not raw. It's cooked in lemon juice, but it's just out of a bucket, and they just pour it in a bowl and you eat it all. No, that's seriously. Yeah, but boy, is it good. Like, I don't know about you guys. If any of you have ever been to Mexico, or if any of you have ever been anywhere where you can have ceviches. CEVICHES, ceviches. I can't get enough of it. I can eat it all day. Like, went to my classes this morning. Normally, it's my first meal after the gym. Give you a bowl, a good size, salad bowl. Oh, bummer, man. Well, you can get it with just fish. You don't have to have camarón. So can you eat fish or just no shellfish? You can just get it with fish and it's just as good. Like I just like the shrimps, like big chunks of meat, right? So that's all I like it. I do not like it with octopus. I do not like it with they call it conchas, but I don't know exactly what that translates into. I think it's like the big like clams, but not the mussels, the light brown ones. Don't know if I should, yeah. But yeah, for me, any kind of fish, I can almost eat anything. I hate green pepper, but down here, like their purple onions are like sugar. Yeah, big hard shell, and their purple onion, like I'd run screaming if I was back home. But here, I he's chopping it up, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna. And then I started eating it. I'm like, oh wow, this is really good. Like it's purple, white, sweet. It's different. It's just different. I don't know what else to tell you, but I tell you the plantain chips are fresh. Like plantain chips are a nickel 9.50. Last night I was looking. I was in the missus wasn't feeling very well, so I went out to get some takeout, takeout, and yeah, it's about this big. It's purple, but not like the purple onion back home. Purple onions are very big and round. This one is smaller, more oblate, like our planet, an oblate spheroid, not exactly a round like a ball. And they just taste different. Maybe it's just a different brand or whatever, and we just don't get them up north. But yeah, I was out for takeout last night, because and yeah, it was just some lady had a barbecue. Let's say your barbecue from home. 6 burners or 3 4 burners. Not what they have here. It's just a thing, and they throw wood in it and everything like that from the street. It was pig, plantain fried on the grill, cabbage salad, and plantain chips. And I got a plate, like a normal dinner plate, full, for takeout. It was in a box for $2. For $2. I mean, I was full afterwards. Some things are more expensive, but when in this town here where I'm at, I'm not in Montanita. I'm in the town down the road, about 2 miles, and it's half price for everything because this is not the tourist town. In the tourist town, if I'm going to go get street food, it's going to be double. It's going to be about $3.75 for that. But everything is delicious. But there again, you have the potential of picking up. I mean, if you go to the meat market, you'll know what I'm telling you. But I think if you go search through my Ecuadorian videos, I'm sorry I don't, have any more titles than that. But you'll type in maybe on my videos market or Ecuadorian market or market in Olon. Before they had they built a spot for it, with concrete and ceramic tile. Before it was just wooden tables out, and guys were just like cha 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 cha, and cutting up your chicken and handing you back your change with bloody chicken hand blood, and everything gets thrown in the same bag, and Whitey's just going pale watching this, like, because you know how like, oh, did you leave that chicken on the counter? Oh, it's been out for more than 15 minutes. Now it's hit a special degree, so we got to throw that away because everybody's gonna get sick. They don't care here. You get sick, that's your own problem. So it's pretty funny, but yeah, I can't get enough of the food here. Yeah, plantain is so fresh. I can't wait. When the bananas are ripe, I will have some here. I'll be doing a live video here every Wednesday, hopefully. Barring I'm going to try and do a live video tomorrow or Friday from the school during our Spanish lesson. I asked the teacher, if you do mind being on YouTube. He says not a problem. So I might just have the camera set up live so you can listen to me yatter off in Spanish terribly. I can't see the screen because of the sun. Sorry. Yeah, this whole neighborhood's changed. Like, there's a house being built right by the store over there, and if I looked at an old video and I'm like, oh wow, they had orange trees in there, and they just bulldozed them because of this, eh? Because Whitey wanted to come in and buy that piece of land, so they sold it and they bulldozed everything, all gone. But we're not going to bulldoze the food. Like, that's the piece I bought right there, right next to this house. That's my piece right there, and what we're gonna do is there's the main house right there. I mean, I don't even want to touch the camera. Hopefully it doesn't shit anyway, I'll show you at a later time. But the main house is right there. I think I did a video walking around out here just to show you guys. And the main house is 2 stories. So we're gonna modify that house and make it Western. Gonna be the second floor is gonna be concrete, and then washer, dryer, sealed windows, heat pump, air conditioner. We don't really need a heat pump down here, but they have the same thing where the compressor's outside, because those single itty bitty ones are shit. They don't really work that well, and everything takes a lot of power here, right? So we're gonna make that one. That would be my house. That would be my place, because it's illogical to murder all this food. There's food here. To kill food, to put in a parking lot, pave paradise, put up a parking lot. Don't kill me for my voice, but you know what I'm saying, right? So, there's a special place in hell if I bulldoze the orange trees. I mean, what do we got? Plátano, plantain, guineo, banana. What else? Papaya, coconut, oranges. There's a lime tree, no lemon, but lime. What else do we have here? But yeah, that's mostly a plantain and banana, though, is the main thing here, because that's just, you cook it into anything. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Was it Joni Mitchell? I thought it was like I thought it was that girl who sang, "I've got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key." I don't know. Joni Mitchell. I think she was Canadian, but I can't be sure. So I don't know about that stuff. Back in the day, the only thing Canadian that was halfway decent was April Wine, Chilliwack. Good Canadian rock and roll bands. Back in the day, we had some good, the Guess Who. I mean, Archie, you're in my age demographic. I'm sure you guys remember those Canadian bands that were great. Now it's a different type of music. I don't think you could have the taste same type of like. It's a different world now. Yeah, so it's a different world. But yeah, lots of changes here. Like when I walked down the beach and we did a beach walk, like all kinds of more. You know, it's unbelievable. Though. They're trying to pull their ass. Yeah, Rush, Geddy Lee, yeah, all that stuff. If I'm not mistaken, he was Rush. But COVID, the CV 1984 really shit canned this place hard. They were telling me about like you were literally like as much as we were like locked down, it was stupid serious here. It was really over the top. Like you weren't allowed to leave your yard from 5 at night or let's say two in the afternoon till 5 the next morning. So you were only allowed to go out to buy stuff, food, and you weren't allowed to venture too far. You had to have papers like where do you live, where are you going, and there's only so many places you can go, right? But you know how it is. It's Costco was open because Costco is safe. Yeah, okay. You know how it goes. It's all bullshit anyway. So something happens, and then they make up a story, and then if it passes the smell test, they'll go with that line. The 10 or 20% of people that are the ones that usually are the ones that are the squawkers and the enough to believe to perpetuate the story, and everybody else just the rest of us are like, what the hell? But unfortunately, the 10 or 20% are always the ones in council, are always the ones in office, are always the ones that are that have the ones making the rules because they're on board, right? So it's sad, but it's just the way of the world. So, but the way we go forward now is to just be true to our school. Um, what else? Like just be true to your school. That's all we can do. Big yellow taxi. Okay. Yeah, that's all you can do. Be true to yourself. I mean, whatever's going to come is going to come. POFIS 2029. Oh, or now the Nibiru crowd's back. We're all going to die because of this, and it's unbelievable. It's a cycle. Every 11 or 12 years, all the same guys have come back. All the same guys have come back when they were spouting their shit from before. We're still here. We're still getting effed over. Nothing has really changed on that aspect. And then the grifters and everybody who's living off of this dying carcass of whatever are just happy to be playing music on the Titanic. Oh well, got something to do. Got something to do. It's crazy, But that's all you can do is try and make your hail Bob. Yeah. Well, who was it? I went in with Haley's comment. Was it? Is that? I'm thinking of Haley's comment. Oh, what Samuel Clemens? Was it Samuel Clemens? What's his name? He was born under that and he died under it. I love the fact that they had him in TNG too. Uh, he wrote the something Connecticut Court, something Yankee in the Connecticut. Yeah, Mark Twain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court or something like that. And I was thinking about Mark Twain. I said maybe he was an alien. You know, you know. We probably do. They probably look like us. The Stanfields. I'll have to check that. I saw the Boomtown Rats in Montreal live in 1980 doing their, I believe, I Don't Like Mondays tour because I don't think they got a lot of playtime in England, if I'm not mistaken. And I can remember because I was in a private school, a British fella. Oh, he came like because he always had like international students because during weekends and stuff they couldn't go home to wherever they came from, right? So it'd be a Canadian family to host them, and I tell this guy and because my mom says, yeah, I got these concerts from this band that's playing, and I told him, I said, yeah, come to my house, the weekend. Mom went and got some tickets for some band from up your way and stuff like that, and she said the name Boomtown Rats. He went crazy. He went, are you serious? And when we were walking into the concert or we were walking around, Bob Geldof just walked right by us. I mean, I didn't recognize him. I wouldn't have known him from Adam, right? But Steve Jones was his name. Yeah, Steve. He's just like, just like he was ass over tea kettle. So I remember the Boomtown Rats. It's the only thing I know from over across the pond, except for the Beatles and, the British bands from old and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd have to look that up. I might know them, but I'm not too sure. So anyway, loving Ecuador right now. Everything's coming back. Mi esposa es mejor ahora. Yo puedo hablar en español un poco más mejor, pero necesito mucho tiempo, more time, más tiempo, perdón. I need more time to practice. Like I forgot all my books, my notebooks with all my verbs and conjugation, because that's the problems I have. You sound like a I go to store, and they laugh at you. It's embarrassing. I should know more, but I'm trying. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. It's kind of hard to learn when you're 60, right? So, but I have been plugging away. Those 3 years just killed me. Because when I was leaving here that last time before CV 1984 hit, I taken the advantage class, and I was really, my conversational was pretty good, and that's what I'm doing this week is just conversational. He's asking me questions and in Spanish. I'm writing in Spanish, and then we're going and we're reading it, and then we're going through it and correcting all the shit that I'm doing wrong. Because it's all gender based, it's all verb based. It's like French, right? I don't know if any of you guys took French. It's Spanish and French. You've got feminine, masculine, and for us in English, it's like I go, he goes, they go, you go, we go. There's really no much to it, right? But every one of those for them down here, it's different. So it's different. It's just the way it is. But anyway, tomorrow is normal day, Thursday. I'll be going to the gym, I'm going for ceviches, and we'll be going for a nice beach walk. Hopefully it's a nice sunset tonight. You can see those sunspots on the sun. I'm glad I was able to get that. That camera is dying, like the mount is broken. It won't stay on the tripod. It's got no clip on. It can't clip the thing on. So it's pretty well dying out. So hopefully we'll be able to get that going and do more videos from the beach. There's a place in town, has a restaurant. It's called Selena, and you got beach views. One of these nights, and take the beast in, and we'll try and get a live sunset video going, but that will be late. That would be like 6 o'clock Eastern, so that's going to be 0 dark 30 in England, and then maybe 3 in the afternoon back home. It's 3 hours difference, right? I'm on Toronto time right now. I'm on New York time right now. So Archie is probably 2 o'clock, or right now it's an hour later. It's coming on 3 o'clock for you, Archie. Same thing here. It's coming on 3 o'clock. So, but yeah, so that's why I did the video in BC in 11 because I wanted it later in the day in the Eastern time zone. Yeah, I hope she does. You just don't know down here. I mean, you get the squirts, right? You get the Hershey squirts, and it's really not to get the grumbly guts. I had a bit of a throat, so and this is a great thing too. Went to the store. Oh, tengo poco dolor en mi garganta. Yo pienso que yo tengo una infección. I think I've got an infection. I got a sore throat. Yo quiero antibióticos. I need antibiotics. $10. I got 2 weeks worth of antibiotics. Because I was getting a throat. Because I'm eating all kinds of stuff. I am cleaning stuff, but you're whitey down here, and it's like you're this new, beautiful little pink thing that gets put out on the road, and everything just comes in on it. Just went like, oh look, whitey. It's just hilarious. Oh yeah. I went to the town today. I got her a whole bunch of. It's funny. Guess what? One of the main sellers at the pharmacy, Pedialyte, is a whole Pedialyte because it's a rehydrator. It's an electrolyte recharger, whatever. I don't know, Pedialyte. It's for children, but here everybody, like, as soon as they get the shits or whatever, they're down in the. I've drank it before. It's like baby juice or something, like some kind of juice, grape juice. But yeah, it's big down here, and they all say it too. Pedialyte, Pedialyte, Pedialyte. So make sure you get that in you. I went to get another bottle of water, jug of water. Oh yeah, big Carboy water, $1.75. A whole case of bubbly, real spring water. No sodium benzoate, just water, agua minerales, and bubbles for like $2.50 a case. Like I said, the street food yesterday, $2. Yeah. I've been getting cramps, but I've got girly guts ever since my diverticulitis. So, it's just the way it is. Lots of dogs, too many dogs right now. Too many dogs. Like I came around the corner this morning, coming around. I got the juice with me. There was a team in front of me, like a medical team, going house to house, checking on people, and dogs came out of nowhere at the medical team. Buddy was very assertive, so the dog kind of backed down. Then he saw me coming, and I just like put my alpha face on and just made a beeline straight for him. I said, "Bring it on, buddy. You're getting the juice, and then you're gonna get one of these ones right down your throat. You don't mess around. You are the alpha. You're in charge." It was a big, lab mix, pit bull, whatever they've got down here. They're all the same. Most of them are what you hear there, just tiny little yappy things that are about the side, like Choco. There's a tiny little dog, just big voice, no bite, a lot of bark, but you got to be careful, because I've had incidents here. I've been bit twice, so there are times first time wasn't my fault. Second time, well, kind of was my fault, but I knew the guy and I knew the dog, and that was just a bad luck day for me. So, but anyways, great to see you all out here, man. I'm so happy you came by to see this wonderful property. I'm glad you got to see Antonio for a second there. My host family, beautiful family, salt of the earth. Like, I love them so much that they're just so what I would call, and the children, innocent, good children, mindful children, smart. They have there is no such thing as failure to launch down here, and if it has happened, there's really serious circumstances to allow for that to happen. It's just not because yeah, I don't want to do anything today. Oh really? Well, there's none of this anyway. No children have those there's no devices for the children whatsoever. The parents have one of them, and they're for practical use only, for business. But there's no oh, let me just spend 6 hours on TikTok and watch useless videos on TikTok so I can just watch my brain turn to sponge. And have you guys noticed that new thing? You can walk around in public with them goggles. I don't know what to say, bros. I really don't know what to say. I am moderately worried. I would have to say I'm guardedly optimistic about the future, but I'm moderately worried about what we're doing to the future, because nobody will say anything, or nobody's willing to put their head on the chopping block and say, okay, enough is enough. This must stop, not should or gee williker willies. It must change, because I think we're completely destroying a whole demographic. Like, it's going to take a yeah, but it's anyway. I don't know. Like, we need we need replacement workers. You know, Harrison. We're breeding a whole bunch of not Harrison Bergerons, but the film I'm talking about. It's free on YouTube. Go watch it. I encourage you. Harrison Bergeron. It's with Sean Astin. Great movie. Sad as fuck. But we are breeding a whole bunch of those people. Just like pull the phone and it's and on your hand, or like when I was watching the Expanse, and then they've come up to these guys and they're all doing this, and then they rip the helmets off them and they're all like just doing this against nothing, and they're freaking out because their VR world or their artificial matrix or whatever has been the zeros and ones aren't zero and oneing. I don't know what to say more than that, but I think we're in a serious way, and it's got to stop. It must stop. Not it should. It must stop like today. But an election is not going to solve it. Putting somebody else in charge of a broken system that was educated in the broken system to fix the broken system is not. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm all for Captain Trips and a really huge solar flare. Leave us unto our own devices and let's start over that way. I don't want to see a nuclear war. I don't want to see the bad one. Like, when you're talking about the conflict down south, I don't think it'll go well. That's my personal opinion. So yeah, that would be good. Huge. I mean, huge. And I'm noticing that about the sun. Why is it acting the way it's acting? I don't think that we're so strong on planet Earth that we can affect the sun. But something ain't right. All the salt, they always die off when they're ready to just really throw their shit at us. And when they're going around the limb or not Earth facing, they blow up. I think if one or two did blow up towards us, it would shit can everything. I mean, you can have the satellites take forever. I mean, you can have your hardened shit down here, but it would be enough, I think. Plus, I think it might scramble a couple of these things too, eh? I think it might. It could possibly do that. We are creatures of this planet. We look at the cave paintings. We got all that history, right? Cave paintings. We've been hiding in caves, hiding in caves. We'll see. Anyway, I'm yammering on. I gotta let you go. Okay. Peace to you guys. It's great to see you all. Everybody here, I really thank you for coming out, and we will talk to you soon. If not tomorrow, if there's no show tomorrow, I'm gonna put it up. I'll be there. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But next Wednesday for sure. Next channel. What is it? Same bat time, same bat channel. So we'll see you at 2:00 next week for sure. And then we're going to try and throw some more sunsets in for sure. Okay? Peace to you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and listening. And then we're going to try and solve this problem called the Earth. Okay. Peace. And always peace, love, and grooviness.